Yo, Jenny B, longtime fan. Watched your video, so you guys go to find some way to play COD and have a bunch of the associated bits and bobs in FTB, and decided to make myself a complete fool by posting what is probably a very clunky and not very compact way of doing things. This here is a simple kill counter. Advances every time a signal is sent until it reaches the end and lets everyone know the game's over. This is done by having a player, someone from Team A spawns in their room. They immediately run out. They run out of the room, triggering this pressure plate. They would run to wherever their gear up section is, and then out onto the field. What happens here is this: stepping over this pressure plate triggers these pistons, which blocks this exit. Each subsequent time the player is killed and respawns in the room, they have to go this way. Stepping outside over this pressure plate sends a signal, using a wireless signal here, causes the kill counter to advance. Each subsequent time the player runs across, one of their team's pressure plates, it advances the kill counter. This sends a signal to this deployer, which is full of whatever block you wish. Then a delayed signal to the piston to push the blocks along to advance the kill counter, which you can see here. The block is dispensed, the piston pushes it until it reaches the end, and a whole bunch of things happen. Once it hits the end here, a signal is sent up along this redstone tube, these block breakers. The blocks have been broken and placed back into the deployer. This resets both the kill counter and puts all the blocks back inside, so you don't have to worry about where you put them. This also sends a signal here. Moves the block out from over this torch, which pulls this block back, which lets this timer go. This timer runs down to a bank of repeaters and just flashes the lights on and off as a signal that the round is over. As an addition, you can also use wireless redstone to send a signal out to pylons out on the field to let people who haven't paid any attention to the kill counter know that the game is over. And the whole thing resets at the push of a button. So I'll go over this again, because even I wasn't sure what I was doing. Each time the kill counter is advanced, the block slides along until it hits the last point, which it triggers all of this. This block when this piston fires, it moves this block, which depowers this piston. This sticky piston, the block slides back, and once this is moved, it allows the counter to rotate freely, as there's no signal to it. Also, when this triggers, it sends a signal. This is wireless signal number 2, so keeping count. It sends a signal here, which causes this block to advance. And once the which sends a signal to this piston to move this block here, at which point It also sends a signal to this block here to close this door, which means that the next time the player spawns, they can't go this way down that corridor. That way they can only go out to wherever you're going to send the team once the game is over. Again, the whole thing resets with one button. I hope I may have made this too confusing. On the subject of spawn points, after the player runs out to get their gear, they can run out to a room. Obviously they would have one direction that is always available to them to spit them out onto the map. Once there, they can find spawn points. This is again just more wireless redstone. So if we're Team A and we get to the spawn point, Team 1 we get to the spawn point, we hit a button, signal 1001 here, signal 1001 here. This will slide this door open and allow access to a teleporter. The B team already has access to this technology. They would simply stand on the teleporter, hit the button, and all of a sudden anyone who can will be teleported to point A once it's been controlled. If Team 2 gets there, they can hit their button, which does not allow Team 1 to get to the spawn point. This would, on their side, open a door much the same way this one does. This would allow teams, the ones that captured a spawn point, can start adding their teammates to reinforce that spawn point as soon as available. I don't expect I imagine someone's got a better design than this, but I figured I'd throw my 2 cents into the ring in the hopes that maybe this is just clunky and overblown enough to appeal to your sense of complexity. Thank you very much.